I can say this with full conviction because I have personally tried this with over 50 kids in the past few years, including my own child.
Hey everyone, welcome to The Big Blue Sky and to this brand new series where we are discussing how to develop reading skills in kids from a very small age. If you remember, we told there are two broad aspects that we would like to cover first when we talk about developing reading skills. One is the actual skill of reading, teaching them how to read, and second, being their overall attitude towards reading, how to develop a positive mindset towards the reading activity. So, under the skill, I want to first introduce to you a term called phonics. Now, if you are not an educator or a teacher, this term might be very new to a lot of you. Teaching children phonics is one of the sure short ways of getting them to master the skill of reading. At least reading almost 70 to 80% of what they will encounter, they will be able to read if they learn phonics. Phonics is simply correlating the sound that a letter produces. That means if A comes in a word, what is the sound that we generally produce? Take the example of apple, and most of the time, I'm not saying always because there are exceptions, but most of the time we make the sound A. Now, this is exactly what a child also needs to know. So, when a child sees the letter A, he or she must know that they need to produce the sound A. Similarly, the letter B, ball, boy, boat, the sound that the letter B produces there is B, B, right? This is phonics, as simple as that. So, what you need to do is whenever you are introducing letters to your child, wherever you would traditionally tell them this is A, this is M, instead tell them the sound that it produces. Let your child learn what sound to produce the minute they see that letter written somewhere. Now, for you as a parent, where do you go learn phonics? There are of course plenty of videos online. There are so many resources on the internet. I have put together a video where I will teach you phonics, a quick and simple video. The link will be in the description below and up here somewhere. Do watch that and do pick up all the sounds of the letters as is. It's very important for you to know what sound it makes so that you can teach that to your children. You do this from as young as a year old, right? Now, one of the main advantages of learning reading through phonics is that if you give a 3-year-old child who is very well versed in phonics, I guarantee you that if you give them a big word like illustration or communication, furniture, 99% of children who are well versed with phonics will be able to read that with 100% accuracy. And I can say this with full conviction because I have personally tried this with over 50 kids in the past few years, including my own child. Now, keep in mind that you will not be able to pick up phonics in one single day, and your child may not be able to pick it up in a day. Give it a few days, a few weeks if required. Give them as much time as they need to grasp it. Don't rush it. Don't pressurize your child to learn. I mean, it holds good with anything to do with children, right? So don't force them. Let them have fun with it. So this is the first step with respect to skills. Now coming to the second aspect of developing positive attitude towards reading. There are several ways we can do that. and I want you to try each and every strategy that we discuss here, at least for a few days or weeks continuously, before you say that it does not work with my child. If I have that promise, then I'll go ahead. Okay, the first thing is read in front of your child. Demonstrate what a book is for. That means, do you, as a parent, do you read a book at home? Does your child actually see you reading a book? If you do, the child will understand that this is a book and reading is what you do with it. And they'll also see how you're handling a book, you are taking care of it, you are not playing with it, and they will also understand how a book is to be handled. Number 2, read to your child every single day. How to read I will cover in the next point, but make sure that you are dedicating a particular time in the day to read it to your child. It could be after breakfast or before the nap time, before the bedtime at night, whatever works for you and your situation. But make sure that you are reading to a child every single day. As you know, children, they love structure, they love routine. So build a routine. Do this every single day without a break, and the child will start developing an interest in reading, and you will have a tough time stopping it. Now, for whatever reason you are not able to do it, I strongly urge you to get your spouse, your partner, or the child's grandparents to pitch in for you for that day, so that that chain is not broken. Do everything in your capacity to make sure that reading as an activity is done every single day at the same time. It need not be an hour. It can just be 5 or 10 minutes, but make sure that you are doing it every single day. 3. How do you read? A lot of parents tell me that whenever I sit with a book, near my child, he either just grabs the book from me, tries to tear it up into pieces, or she just runs away and she just doesn't show any interest. So the first tip that I will give to such parents is don't read. Don't read to your child, because reading or stories, it may not mean anything to them. They don't know why that needs to be done. So if your child is new to the whole habit of reading, don't read to your child. Just open the book, look at the pictures, explain the pictures, admire the illustrations, talk about colors, and if your child is showing a little bit of interest, then look at the pictures and tell them what this picture is. What are you seeing here? Is this a tree? Oh, this is the sun. Hey, this looks like a nice flower. Just talk to them about what they are seeing in the book. Make sure that you don't ask a lot of questions at this point in time. We will cover that as a strategy once the kids have developed a little bit of interest in reading, right? So don't do that just yet. Still, a lot of times your babies or your kids might just leave the scene. That's fine. Don't yell at them. Don't get angry at them. You just sit there and continue reading the book. Once they see that you are having a lot of fun, they will slowly come to you. Not the same day, maybe after a few days or weeks, but it will definitely happen. So this is the kind of reading that I was mentioning in the previous point. The 5 or 10 minutes that you're sitting with your child, just interact with the book. This is sure the very first way to get your child interested in this whole activity if they have not been introduced to yet. And make sure that you are having fun and your child will want to have fun. Now, these are the only 3 things that I will talk about in this segment. Of course, there are so many other things that we can do. We will cover them in the coming episodes. I hope this was helpful to you. Do try this out for the next few weeks. Let me know in the comments below what you did, what worked, and what were some of your challenges. I'll see you next time. Happy reading.